Addendum 1.
Addendum 1, Proposed Ordinance, PO 21CC-429, Ordinance granting daily allowance to the COVID-19 vaccination volunteer staff, introduced by Councilors Frances Pumaren, Eric Zay Medina, Donato Donny C. Matias, Victor V. Ferrer Jr., and Jurela Maria G. Soto Antonio.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I receive a message coming from the Executive Department that if we can approve this particular measure, as we all know, it's a granting of daily allowance to our COVID-19 vaccination volunteer staff. So therefore, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move that to suspend the rules.
Second.
Rules suspended.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. I move for the approval of PO 21CC-429.
Hearing no objection, we'll go to discussion.
Yes, in the discussion, Mr. Presiding Officer, I think it's about time that we show our gratitude to our volunteers, vaccination volunteers, that they be given a specific allowance. As we all know, they've been sacrificing their time, effort to be part of this campaign against COVID-19. I think this is just a fitting tribute to them. It's one way of showing our gratitude to them, that we recognize them, that they're the modern day heroes. That's why this particular measure is very timely. It's one way of trying to recognize their achievement in our city.
Yes, we salute, and we're full support of this measure as well.
Yes. So, Mr. Presiding Officer, if there's no more discussion, I guess it's self-explanatory, and I guess everybody will agree that this is a timely measure that we need to pass. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we might be the first LGU to be giving out a daily allowance to our vaccination volunteers. So,
Hearing no objection.
I move to terminate the period of discussion, Mr. Chairman.
Discussion is terminated.
Yes, in the period of amendments, in Section 1, it stated that allowance, the city shall pay food, travel, and risk daily allowance to the city's volunteers, medical staff serving at the city's COVID-19 vaccination sites. This allowance shall apply only to the volunteers specifically tapped or engaged by the city, and not to the volunteers of third-party vaccine partners. So we will remove this, the last sentence, and also the graft here that states the medical doctor, post intern, nurse, dentist, midwife. But we will erase that and add the city mayor shall serve the authority to adjust the foregoing rates from time to time or to determine the rates of other categories of qualified staff not mentioned below. So yung nasa box po na medical doctor, postgraduate intern, nurse, dentist, midwife, ilalagay po natin sa ilalim po ng sentence po na yun dito sa Section 1. And provided it shall not exceed the maximum daily rate of 2,500.
Amendments approved.
Okay? So yung sa ibaba po yung Section 1, doon po nalalagay natin yung profession na under medical doctor, postgraduate intern, nurse, dentist, midwife. And we don't need to probably highlight the daily allowance of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5 volunteers, because it's stated in this particular measure that provided it shall not exceed the maximum daily rate of 2,500. So the city mayor shall have the authority to adjust the foregoing rates from time to time as needed, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Amendments carried.
Yes, thank you. And probably the additional amendments to include all the councilors to be part of this measure.
Amendments approved.
Yes, no more amendments, Mr. Presiding Officer. I move to terminate period of amendments.
Amendments terminated.
Mr. Chairman, I move for the approval under second reading PO 21CC-429.
Hearing no objection, measure approved.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. For its third and final reading, I move for its approval. PO 21CC-429.
Hearing no objection, measure approved. Confirmed on third reading under
Thank you,
suspended rules.
Mr.